Hi guys, welcome to the live stream. This is going to replay back with quite a bit of a blank space here in the beginning. So I'm using Davinci Resolve. This is 18.1.3, I think. And we're going to open a new project. I'm going to click Open. Our new project, I mean. And this one is a Rebel 6 tutorial or new feature guide. And I don't know which one yet, so we'll rename it once we get going. Okay, so I'm going to do a 3-finger tap on my trackpad, and I have that set to send Win-Shift-Z, which means it's going to load the artist pad. This is version 3. It's going to load the artist pad for Tablet Pro that works with Davinci Resolve. So this is touch controls hotkeys. Okay, so let's go over here. We're going to open up our media. I always picture myself having some very creepy folder on the side. It has a mysterious, like, secret murders folder. You know, something cool like that. All right, Liquify. No, bilinear. We're going to use this one. So we're going to drag it down here. I'm going to take my keyboard, and this is the K8 keyboard for the Surface Pro 8 and 9 and X. And I'm going to set it off to the side. And let's jump over here. And we are going to edit this video. Okay, but I need to pull my screen in a bit. All right, so we have Davinci Resolve here, and the nice thing is version 18.1, I think, started getting the DPI scaling to work. This is the Surface Laptop Studio. Okay, so here, let's display our key presses. I'm using this little app, Keystroke Visualizer. So the purpose of this whole thing is to show you how I edit inside of Resolve. I just bought the paid version like 2 days ago as a Christmas present to myself. And I'm excited because it's supposed to have quite a few different things that I haven't figured out how to use yet. So if you are a seasoned Davinci Resolve user, feel free to comment here either during the live stream or later, and that will give your tips on how I could do certain things better if you see me doing something the slow way. New and Rebel 6 That is a massive improvement over any of the New and Rebel 6 is the new Liquify tool. Now this is a massive improvement over any Liquify tools I've seen anywhere. This is a very, very intelligent Liquify tool. You can use it directly on the canvas, you don't have to go into a special window, and it retains the details of the structure that's underneath. Now this is a picture. By Nicola. By the way, right there with that keyboard shortcut, what I'm doing is I'm changing the timeline proxy resolution to quarter. And I set that up custom keyboard shortcut and then have it over here on the panel. Let's actually turn the tooltips on. So we're going to right click on the touch icon and choose tooltip. Okay, there we go. By Nicola Dunford. She's one of the featured artists with Rebel. And I love her work. Beautiful use of light shadows, skin tones, and the texture of these really, really nice. So I typically try and get to the end of a concept or statement and then split the clip. Split the clip, and I have this keyboard shortcut set to Control-Shift-Alt-Backslash is traditionally Control-Backslash, but there was a conflict. And there was a conflict, so we don't have that set like that anymore. All right, let's go into focus mode. Play focus. Okay, that should keep us from being interrupted. And what we're going to do is we're going to look at using the Liquify tool here. Now I'm going to show you what we're going to do first, what it looks like when we just simply use smudge. So we're going to smudge here, and you can see we're immediately, what we're getting is changes that we want, losing all of that detail. It's blurring, just like smudging. Now, Rebel 6 uses the new fractal engine in order to do Liquify options. Now, and what we're going to do is we're going to look at using the Liquify tool here. I'm going to show you first what it looks like when we just simply use smudge. So we're going to smudge here, and you can see we're immediately, while we're getting the shape changes that we want, we're losing all of that detail. It's blurring while it's smudging. Now, Rebel 6. Now, Rebel 6 uses the new fractal engine in order to do the Liquify options. Now, Rebel 6. Now, Rebel 6 uses the new fractal engine, which is a machine learning and AI-based algorithm and process that keeps all of the detail in there. So let's go ahead and look at that. We're going to use Liquify Push, and we're going to use my Liquify tool moved into my favorites. We're going to use this one. So you can see I can push, but we're not losing that detail. It's not blurring the image in order to push. So we can construct a very different type of nose without having to repaint. Now, there is reconstruct. So we can bring this back. Now, there is reconstruct. So we can bring this back to its original shape. So say we want to give him a little bit different expression here. We can move mouth into a small smile, bring it down. And this is a very usable tool that doesn't destroy the underlying artwork or structure. Okay, let's go ahead and restore this back. You can see these little tiny subtle differences really make a difference in expressions. So if we go, so the Liquify Push tool. If we go over here to the tool itself and look at the different options, I'm using the soft brush. If you use spiky, it does something very different than if we use a soft brush. I originally thought when I purchased the studio version that it would play back better, and it doesn't really play back better. It just plays back the same, but it's supposed to render much faster. So we'll see how that goes, if that does. So let's go ahead and undo that. So keep in mind, these create very different effects depending on what brush you're using. And the opacity can make a big difference as well. So let's go ahead and undo that. So keep in mind, these create very different effects depending on what brush you're using. And then the opacity can make a big difference as well. And the opacity can make a big difference as well. Now when you're using this brush, opacity and the opacity. Now when you're using this brush, opacity, you can kind of think of like a string. It's like very small subtle adjustments. If we increase the opacity, then those little adjustments are going to pull a bit further, push it a bit further, expand a little bit more. So let's go ahead and use Liquify Expand, and we're going to do a little bit of expansion here. Use and not a lot, and then let's go ahead and reconstruct that. Bring the opacity back up so that it reconstructs a little bit quicker. Now, Liquify is a tool inside of Rebel 6. It's not a separate window. You don't have to leave your canvas in order to make these adjustments, which is really cool. You can also save your smudge. You can actually also save, which is really cool. You can also save your smudge and Liquify brushes as a brush preset. So you can go over to your favorites and you can see that you have an option for Liquify right here inside of the favorites brushes. So I use colors here to mark something like, maybe I'm going to pull that section out because of some error or something that needs to be corrected. So basic cutting first. Okay, so along with Liquify, along with push, along with push, there is expand. There's pinch. Again, let's do pinch, but let's turn the opacity down. Just do a little bit of a pinch. Very useful. Push left. Push left. Push left when you go. Push left. Push left when you go up, it's going to push left. When you go down, it's going to push right. And there's twirl. And reconstruct. And I love having reconstruct available. It is very, very useful to me. If you guys have questions about the Liquify tool, then if you have questions about the Liquify tool, if you have questions, put it in the comment section. The Liquify, the Fractal engine is just available in Rebel 6 Pro. The Rebel 6 version uses the bilinear. If you have questions about the Rebel Liquify tool, put it in the comment section. The Liquify, the Fractal engine is just available in Rebel 6 Pro. Rebel 6, the non-pro version, uses the bilinear. In the comment section. The Liquify, the Fractal engine is just available in Rebel 6, the non-pro version, uses the bilinear processing, and I'll have a demonstration of the differences between the Liquify, the Fractal engine is just available in Rebel. The comment section. The Fractal engine is just available in Rebel 6 Pro. Rebel 6, the non-pro version, uses the bilinear processing, and I'll have a demonstration of the differences between those two in a separate video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll look forward to reading your comments. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next video. Very well. Okay, so after I make all the basic cuts, then I go through and watch the whole thing at 2x speed. New in Rebel 6 is the new Liquify tool. Now this is a massive improvement over any of the Liquify tools I've seen anywhere. This is a very, very intelligent Liquify tool. You can use it directly on the canvas. You don't have to go into a special window, and it retains the details of the structure that's underneath. Now this is a picture by Nicola Dunford. She's one of the featured artists with Rebel, and I love her work. Beautiful use of light and shadow, skin tone. All right, let's see. Radio menu into Tablet Pro, there is this process right here, which is kind of like a radio menu. You can, let's see if I can, where did I move? Oh, this whole bottom bar. So what you can do is you can have this set to open and close under your stylus, so you can have extra commands right wherever you're at. It's not a radio menu, but it does do a similar type of function. This is the assist pad. So you would go into, this is the new mini editor, the legacy editor. You know, I don't know, how would we edit this? This is assist pad right here. So you would go and add and edit your buttons here, and you can change them in the new mini editor. I don't know if that helps, but it's a nice idea. We have to think about it some more. We're given all the code for the actual radio menu program by Clint. He wrote the app, and then when he was moving across country, he lost a bunch of files, and so he didn't want to start over and redo everything. So it's kind of like a incomplete version of radio menu. That's something we could possibly integrate, but for right now, just the assist pad.
And the texture of the piece is really nice. And what we're going to do is we're going to look at using the Liquify tool here. I'm going to show you first what it looks like when we just simply use smudge. So we're going to smudge here, and you can see we're immediately, while we're getting the shape changes that we want, we're losing all of that detail. It's blurring while it's smudging.
So let's do zoom. And so we clicked right here on transform, and what we're going to do is we're going to zoom in.
Now Rebel 6 Pro uses the new Rebel's fractal engine, which is a machine learning and AI-based algorithm and process that keeps all of the detail in there. So let's go ahead and look at that. We're going to choose Liquify Push, and we're going to use my Liquify tool moved into my favorites. We're going to use this one. So you can see I can push, but we're not losing that detail. It's not blurring the image in order to push.
Let's put a little break here, and let's put a keyframe here, and we should have a keyframe here at the beginning. So we're going to move partway through.
And we're going to use my favorites. We're going to use this one.
Okay, and let's go ahead and we're going to start zooming in here. And if you click right here, it'll allow you to drag a little bit easier.
But we're not losing that detail. It's not blurring the image in order to push.
Okay, now I don't know how to copy keyframes. I think it's probably done somewhere in this tab. What I would like to have done is get it to keep the same spot. I needed to add one more keyframe in there, but we'll leave it for now. Okay, so let's look here.
What we're going to do is we're going to look at using the Liquify tool here. I'm going to show you first what it looks like when we just simply use smudge.
Okay, so we're going to keyframes.
So we're going to smudge.
And zoom in, zoom over.
Here, and you can see we're immediately, while we're getting the shape changes that we want, we're losing all of that detail. It's blurring while it's smudging. While it's smudging. Now Rebel 6 Pro uses the new fractal engine, which is a machine.
Okay, that's fine. All right, let's hide the inspector.
AI-based algorithm and process that keeps all of the detail in there. So let's go ahead and look at that. We're going to choose Liquify Push, and we're going to use my Liquify tool moved into my favorites. We're going to use this one. So you can see I can push, but we're not losing that detail. It's not blurring the image in order to push.
Okay, let's see if we can figure out actually how to copy this. Maybe I can right click. well, it's just 1 and 0. You can probably just hit reset. I'll get back over here, although I don't think so. Okay, let's just do this, and we're going to bring this down to 1, and position we're just going to set to 0, and 0.
But we're not losing that deep.
That's not the right thing, but
detail is not blurring the image in order to push. So we can construct a very different type of nose without having to repaint. Now, there is reconstruct. So we can bring this back to its original shape. Say we want to give him a little bit different expression here. We can move the mouth into a small smile, bring it down. And this is a very usable tool. It doesn't destroy the underlying artwork or structure. Okay, let's go ahead and restore this back. You can see these little tiny subtle differences really make a difference in expressions. Okay, so the Liquify push tool, if we go over here to the tool itself and look at the different options, I'm using the soft brush. If you use spiky, it does something very different than if we use a soft brush. So let's go ahead and undo that. So keep in mind these create very different effects depending on what brush you're using. Now when you're using this brush, opacity you can kind of think of like a strength slider. So we're going to adjust this, and you can see it's very small, subtle adjustments. If we increase the opacity, then those little adjustments are going to pull a bit further, push a bit further, expand a little bit more. So let's go ahead and use Liquify Expand, and we're going to do a little bit of expansion here, and not a lot. And then let's go ahead and reconstruct that, bring the opacity back up so that it reconstructs a little bit quicker. Now, Liquify is a tool inside of Resolve 6. It's not a separate window. You don't have to leave your canvas in order to make these adjustments. Really cool. You can also save your smudge Liquify brushes as a brush preset. So you go over to your favorites, and you can see that you have an option for Liquify right here inside of the favorites brushes. Along with push, there is expand. There's pinch. Again, let's do pinch, but let's turn the opacity down. Just do a little bit of a pinch. Very useful. Push left, and when you go up, it's going to push left. When you go down, it's going to push right. There's twirl. And reconstruct. I love having reconstruct available. It is very, very useful to me. If you have questions on the Liquify tool, put it in the comment section. The Fractal engine is just available in Resolve 6 Pro. Resolve 6, the non-pro version, uses the bilinear processing, and I'll have a demonstration of the differences between those two in a separate video. And thank you guys so much for watching. I'll look forward to reading your comment. I'll look forward to reading your comments. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next video.
okay, so this is basically done. We need to insert a clip here in the beginning, which should be in, I don't think it's in this assets folder. Let's go to here, video assets, Rebel 6 intro. I think I copied over.
This is a...
Yes, we did. All right, there we go.
New inside the Rebel 6 is the new look that we see.
Okay, so we're going to go here, and we're going to go to Titles, and Center Reveal. Whoops. Okay, there we go. And let's go to the inspector. This should say Liquify. Good. And we're going to move it down. And shrink it a little bit. Liquify. There we go.
New inside the Rebel 6 is the new Liquify tool. Now this is a massive improvement over any Liquify tools I've seen anywhere. This is very, very intelligent.
Okay, we're going to go to the sound one. Actually, I have a shortcut here for sound. Right there, Shift F7. And Let's turn on noise reduction, auto speech mode,
Liquify tool. You can use it directly on the canvas. You don't have to go into a special window, and it retains the details of the strip. By Nicola Dunford. She's one of the featured artists with Rebel.
Okay, so that's pretty good. We're going to go back here to this tab and just do a quick export. So you can export directly to YouTube, but we're not going to do that. This is in, let's see. So this is Rebel 6, Liquify. Okay, so this is supposed to render out much faster. Oh wow, that's incredibly faster. So this is a studio version rendering versus the free version rendering. It's very, very quick. We're almost done. I think the idea of having a live stream where you're doing the actual work that you're showing people that they're doing is a helpful thing. It gives a place for people to come and ask questions, and to actually see how the tools are being used in the real world, so to speak. So I will be doing more of these. I use Rebel 6, Affinity, Designer. I use Outlook. I use OneNote. I use Davinci Resolve. Those are the main programs I use, and the artist pad with those programs. So I'm going to be doing a handful of live streams because I think it's an easy way to see everything. It may not be the fastest way, but it's a fairly complete way to see how certain things are done. All right, you guys, that is it for this video. I'm going to end the live stream. Here, if anyone has any questions, feel free to put it in the comment section of the actual video. All right, you guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.